Welcome back to K-Ratio's Week in Preview. I'm Kyle Lintner and I'm here today to provide actionable insight for the future, not recap the past. In this week's episode, no, the tectonic plates of freight are not shifting, but those tremors you feel are the balance of power moving across industry participants. We'll break down what that means for you this week, but first let's take a look at where the freight market currently stands. The National Outbound Tender Volume Index continues its balancing act around 14,000, now 43% higher year over year at 13,792. Still not a measure of the total volume of loads, this is an astonishing number of tenders for an extended period of time. National tender rejections have also continued their path of sideways to lower, now checking in at 21.4%, still light years above anything seen before on this spot in the calendar. What's more impressive here is that the accepted level of tenders nationally is 20% higher year over year and more than the total number of tenders last year, both rejected and accepted. There is still a ton of freight moving through the domestic supply chain, but things are coming into balance, and that puts our national spot rate number at $2.85 a mile as reported by TruckStop. This is down another 19 cents since we last spoke, but still another month spent above $2.80, the fifth consecutive. Weaker but still strong is and will continue to be the theme with spot rates, and that's because contract rates keep pushing higher. DAT's latest numbers give us a national contract rate up another penny to $2.40 and spot rates down to $2.42. That 2-cent spread, in from 7 last week, is the narrowest we have been since inverting back in August. We have reached the part of the story where lane by lane we will see contract rates once again exceed spot, and this transformation immediately changes things and changes them in a big way. This transformation will not happen overnight, but as more and more contract lanes get repriced at rates higher than spot, less and less loads will hit the spot market. Now, because contract rates are so high, currently up 14% year over year, spot rates will not plummet, but the balance of power and rate negotiation between both broker and carrier and broker and shipper has shifted. Additionally, brokerages without a large portion of dedicated business will quickly find themselves without any business, and likely for a very, very long time. If we take another peek at tender rejections nationally in blue, alongside tender rejections for LA, Chicago, and Harrisburg, we see that while all are trending together, LA in orange has fallen much faster than Chicago in green or Harrisburg in white. The reason for this is that all major outbound LA lanes now have contract rates that exceed spot rates. Phoenix, Stockton, Las Vegas, and Denver, much like LA to Dallas, have flipped, which is forcing tender rejections lower and in a hurry. Now, this hasn't hit Chicago or Harrisburg yet, but it will. Mini bids have become the soup of the day, and annual bids are occurring. This is why you see Chicago to Harrisburg still quite wide, but the trend is definitely a narrowing one. Even the backhaul lane of Harrisburg to Chicago is still inverted, therefore the exorbitant 24% tender rejection rate, but this will come back in line, and when it does, in the land of 3PLs, the line between the haves and the have-nots will firmly be drawn in bold. What does this mean for freight this week? Carriers, this doesn't affect you that much so long as you don't allow it to. Remember, there is a ton of volume out there, especially in LA. It doesn't matter if it's spot or contract because they all pay very high rates. So if you don't like the rate you see or hear, just move on to the next one. There's still plenty of people paying $5 to go to Vegas. Brokers, this is it. The time is here. If your business exists solely inside of the spot market, your business will not exist much longer. If there's one thing that's certain in this uncertain world, it's that shippers will not have a repeat of 2020 no matter how high the contract rate. Shippers, admittedly an odd situation for you. Your providers are getting very competitive, but at a time when rates are much higher than last year. You do have pricing power, but it comes when the market has just turned in your favor, so you can't press too hard. If you haven't listened already, running out some mini bids while pushing back the RFP is the safest way to navigate these choppy seas. To stay current with everything freight, follow us on LinkedIn, or for more information on all of our products, including our award-winning freight intelligence platform so your margins don't end up where they are today, check us out at k-ratio.com. Please stay safe, and thanks again for watching.